Does Canada even have democracy anymore? I don't think so. You see, people have been leaving comments in the last several posts today with that very comment. Canada is democratic. We should have the right to vote. And that meaning, should a province be allowed to lead? But do we really have democracy? You see, democracy is about choosing a government, the right to vote. But when you have cities like Toronto that 55 to 57 seats in the House of Commons pick up the majority, and that one area of Toronto dictates the government, basically, when you look at Ottawa and add to that Montreal. And yet those cities represent all of Canada. That's not democracy. That's just the way our electoral system is set up. And it can be abused, and it has been abused. So is it a democracy when a government is elected by the people of Canada in a federal election to have a minority government, and they self-promote themselves to a majority? Now, whether it was strategic or planned, I think it was. Whether it is or isn't, it doesn't really matter. A government should not be allowed to promote themselves from within to have ultimate power. Is it a democracy when the government that we elect are the ones that passing the laws that protect the government? You see, government is supposed to protect the people. Laws are supposed to protect the people. When it protects the people, it's law. But when it targets people, it's a weapon. And that's what we're seeing. We are seeing bills being passed by this government that is self-directed, self-promoting, that will be self-protected. That's not democracy. You see, a true democracy to me would be a country where the people vote in laws, like Switzerland. A true democracy would be if a province wants to separate, they have a referendum and they vote on it, and they should be allowed to separate. You see, if this government cared about Canada, they would be one to unite Canada. But we have a government that's in place right now that has done nothing but separate people. And it's through that separation that makes it non-democratic. Think about it. All the green energy policy, all the electric vehicles, they all are meant to divide. A government doesn't tell me what I can drive. A government doesn't tell me what I teach my kids and how I speak, what I post online. If it doesn't break a federal law, then the government should stay the fuck out of my life. Because right now, that's not democracy. When government puts their foot down on the voter, and the government can manipulate the system to keep that power. When the government can make laws to silence criticism, that's not democracy. And in Canada, I don't think we've had democracy for quite some time. I see a government that points the fingers at other nations, China and India, saying they are corrupt. But when it suits them, they run to them with open arms. They're our buddy. We're going to trade with them. We're going to invite them into Canada, and we are going to build cars with them. We're going to protect an auto industry. Actually, they're going to destroy an auto industry to replace it with electric vehicles. That is not democracy. Call it what you will. Some people call it, dictatorship, socialism. I just call it greed. We have politicians in Canada right now that care more about the bottom line of their dollar and their pocket and their income and their salary and their pensions than they do about this country. If it was democracy, there would be no crossing of the floor allowed. The only reason people cross the floor is so that they can hold on to their pension and they can hold on to their income, that $300,000 a year they don't want to give up by having a by-election that they would have to give up if there was a by-election, and that's a democracy. You see, Canada does not have a democracy anymore. Why do you think so many people make that claim? My vote doesn't matter. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because as long as Toronto and Ottawa and key ridings in Quebec vote liberal, every vote across Canada could be for the same party, and it means shit. And you wonder why provinces want to separate. Is that democracy? What do you think? I mean, seriously, what do you think? Does your vote matter? Does it seem like it matters? Do you think there is true democracy in Canada right now? Or are we being slowly manipulated to follow a certain path by certain elites, by certain foreign governments, or whatever you want to call it? Do you think that there is still democracy left in Canada?